This is episode 77 of Mini Pod No Fluff, just good stuff in under 5 minutes. Now, today's episode is for all of you old-timers out there who still remember the greatest rock band ever. Of course, I'm talking about the Beatles. Now, in December of 1964, the song 8 Days a Week came out, and it was released on their album entitled Beatles for Sale. Now, Paul, in 1984, he credited the title of the song to Ringo Starr. However, Paul also credited the title to an actual chauffeur who once drove him to John Lennon's house in Weybridge, England. And Paul said, and I quote, "I usually drove myself there, but the chauffeur drove me out that day, and I said, 'How have you been?' And he said, 'Well, all right, working hard, working 8 days a week.'" Have you ever felt like there were not enough hours in the day or days in the week? With all the things that keep you busy, wouldn't it be nice if there were an eighth day? You see, one of the most common complaints I hear from pastors is, "I just don't have enough time." Now, I happen to believe that we have exactly enough time to do the things that God has asked us to do. Not enough time is often an indication that we're doing things God hasn't asked us to do. Sorry, but I think it's true. Our congregations will tell us what we should and shouldn't be doing. The schools we were trained in will tell us what we should be doing. The church we came from and were raised in will tell us what we should be doing. Conferences, books, seminars, blogs, all tell us what we should be doing. And all of these can add ministry tasks to our work week that result in a busyness of life that is counterproductive to our call as a pastor and to the health of our souls. Eugene Peterson, in his excellent book, 5 Smooth Stones for Spiritual Leadership, if you haven't read it, order it today. He said this, "The pastor must not be busy. Busyness is an illness of spirit, a rush from one thing to another because there is no ballast of vocational integrity and no confidence in the primacy of grace." He continues, "In order for there to be conversation and prayer that do the pastoral work of meeting the intimacy needs among people, there must be a wide margin of quiet leisure that defies the functional, technological, dehumanizing definitions that are imposed upon people and pastors by others in the community." Do you find yourself wishing that there were more hours in the day? Could you use an 8th day of the week? You know, it is possible that your feelings of "I just don't have enough time" are the result of taking on tasks and responsibilities that did not originate from God. Here's a couple questions for you to reflect on. Number 1, how might I discover those things that fill up my week and have their origins from places or people in my church other than from God? Number 2, what steps could I take to remove those tasks, focus more fully on the things I'm certain God has asked me to do, and therefore free up my schedule so there is no need for more hours or more days in my week? Give some time to think about this. This is so important. And the next time you have some free time, pick up an album from the Beatles. You'll be glad you did. This is me, Dave Jacobs of Small Church Pastor. Hit that subscribe button, the like button, tell your friends, and we'll connect up next week.